into Portland and get their most impressive win of the year. Huge games from DeAndre Ayton, Rui Hachimura, Nick Smith Jr., and Bronny James. This guy's a team win. Lakers put up 123 points, big game, and they get it.
Look, I'm going to have to go back to the original old school worthy clap when I was bouncing up in the chair. Because I've got to tell you,
you want that one, Big A?
This might have been the best game of the year, in my opinion. They've had some good games, but this one, Guido, it's indicative of what J.J. Redick has been putting out there to this team. You know, regardless of who's on the floor, the principles remain the same. You know, you might not have the talented players, Luka, you might not have LeBron or Reeves, but you still have the same principles as a team. And I thought they worked it to the team tonight. I thought, you know, it was just a really good game. Smith coming in, doing what he did. Rui, you know, taking an 8 and coming back home to Portland, playing a good game. I just thought they did a good job defensively. And that was won the game for them down the stretch.
I just feel like when you look at these people that were in the game, they're all top 10 picks in the draft. So they probably saying, oh, this is what we can do if you let us play. Mm-hmm. And you look at the way Smart kind of kept everybody under control. You know, they had a little problems bringing the ball in, and Smart said, let me take it upon myself to bring it up, get us in position. You look at what Ayton was able to do on the inside. I think Ayton probably knew everybody he was going up against because of all the days in practice. But you look at Nick Smith coming off, you know, Jr. coming off the bench, play with no fear. Just going out there and dominate. You know, a couple of shots, I was like, is he? Oh, yes, he did. Oh, he made that.
Yes, he did.
And so that's what you got to have. You got to play with no fear. I talked about playing with, you know, fear, you know, playing fearless and playing with a lot of speed and playing really great. So this was just an exciting game to watch from beginning to end.
I thought this may have been Bronny's best game of his NBA career.
He was awesome tonight.
You know, for a young kid that's been working toward, you know, trying to get more experience, he came in when they needed him. You know, he had some assists.
6.
He had some assists. He had some big rebounds, kept the ball in play, hit a big 3. So, you know, we talked about this, I think, when Derek was in here. We talked about how he gets to play with, you know, other big-time players. He'll learn more and adjust better. And I think, you know, this was a good game for Bronny as well.
Bronny also hit 2 big free throws. Lakers have now won 4 in a row, 6 out of 7. And I know you guys were getting the same kind of text I was. Who's Nick Smith Jr.? We'll find out right now. Here he is with Mike Trudell.
All right, Nick Smith Jr., what a night for you and your team. As Jackson Hayes comes over to say congrats, as the rest of your teammates did. Look, you knew that you guys were really shorthanded tonight. How were you able to step into that void and execute like you did?
Well, I just wanted to come out here with energy, and Coach JJ and the coaching staff believe in me and believe in this group. No matter who we got, you know, our best players out. Let's come out here and compete and win. And you know, I feel like we did that today, and we got to keep it going.
I mean, look, you're on a 2-way. I know you're battling to get a full contract in the NBA like anybody else would, but the main focus being the team. Nonetheless, what does it feel like to come through in a moment like this?
It's big for me, man, especially, you know, having a coaching staff. It just give me the utmost confidence just to go out there and play my game. And, you know, my teammates has definitely done a good job with me, just leading me in the right direction. And, you know, I'm learning a lot, man, and, you know, I'm just happy to be here.
3 short of your career high. Take me through the back-to-back threes in crunch time when Portland was trying to push on you.
You know, I was open. I think Smarty was driving down the lane. He got created 2, and I was open. I just took the shot, and you know, the last one, I think it was just a heat check moment. You know, I was open, so you know, I took the shot.
All right, correct me if I'm wrong, but I was just going back to the back at halftime. It looked like you got a little sick. How were you feeling? You clearly were able to overcome it, but were you all right?
Yeah, it was. No way I was missing this one. You know, just to get a chance to play, you know, with the guys and get a chance to compete. And you know, I mean, I guess I needed it. I guess I don't know. Yeah, it just happened.
All right, Nick. Well, what a job from you. Go enjoy it with your teammates. All right.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Get sick more often, Nick Smith Jr.
Bring up the guy's sickness on TV. He's had a big game.
25 points.
Getting light.
25 points, 10 of 15. He was 5 of 6 from 3. If you look at his box score, he had 8 points in the second quarter, 7 points in the third, 10 in the fourth. Plus minus a +9. The Lakers were 9 points better with him on the floor. And by the way, James, also 6 assists. Game ball goes to a few different guys. He definitely is one of those guys.
Without question. I mean, look, you give players the minutes, and they'll probably produce if you give them the time to play. This guy was in Charlotte, an orthodox, style of dribbling and getting away from you to get his shot off, and perfected it tonight.
He's crafty.
Yeah.
You know, you watch him play, he's got a herky-jerky game, and he gets to his spot. And for me, he played under control. You know, sometimes when you get hot, you can come out and take a lot of shots. So I'm hot, let me try to go for mine. He stayed in rhythm, and I think the best thing was when Marcus Smart took over, it was penetrating, get him easier shots. You know, because sometimes when you're such a great ball handler like he is, you can try to create and manufacture shots for yourself. But sometimes it's a lot easier to just sit in the corner and take a shot. And I think Marcus Smart did that for him.
You're always so excited in these kind of games because I'm always like, oh man, no one's playing tonight. And you love it because you always said, I got a lot of sugar back in the days when Shaq and Kobe wouldn't play. That was the one thing I'm putting up numbers. When I go to an old arena where I played at, or I used to be on that team, or when the stars are out, time to shine.
Yeah, it's always been a comfortable situation. You know, you look it down the line, you say, okay, A is out, B is out. Okay, there's going to be a lot of balls being, especially when you got a team that loves to play with one another. Now, you can sometimes play on a team, the guys that he said, oh, I can get mine because I'm under contract. You know, you think about this guy, he's on a two-way deal. He could have went out and forced the issue, but he didn't. He let the game come in. And it's so much fun, better, because you can really see how good players are. Sometimes we don't understand how much of a backseat some players take. You think of what DeAndre Ayton did when he was in Portland. Everybody like, he didn't put up numbers there yet because he had all these other guys trying to get numbers. Tonight, when you go into a guy, he can show you his ability, what he do. You look at Rui. Rui did his thing. Everybody had the opportunity to score. So that lets you know there's a lot of talent on that bench the Lakers have. They just have the opportunity to do it.
Ayton, Rui Hachimura and DeAndre Ayton, they combined for 57 points. They hit 24 out of 34 field goals. Did it from the three-point line as well for Rui, 2 for 4. The rebounds for DeAndre Ayton, 10. I want to talk Ayton big game. Listen, we mentioned this at halftime. This man has gotten 10 boards.
And 3 blocks.
And 3 blocks.
And 3 blocks. So, he did his job on both ends of the court. He led tonight. Look, we remember him when he was in Phoenix playing well. When he was beside CP3, had an experienced veteran there that knew how to make him play. He gets traded. Didn't work out that well. He's 27 years old, Geeter. You don't start peaking. I know Robert peaked when he was like 22, but you don't start peaking until you're like 27 in this league.
I don't think I ever peaked.
Still peaking.
And he's right there right now. He's with a great franchise. A lot of time players, they get with franchises. All the NBA teams, it's a joy to play in the league. But when you get with the right franchise that is a winning franchise, kind of like when Rob came from Phoenix to Los Angeles, it was the right franchise for him. Good teammates, an organization that has history, wants to win, that brings out the best in players. So Ayton's, he's got a lot of years left, and I think he's realized where he is right now with Luka, with LeBron, with the Lakers' history, and he's trying to make the best of it.
You had a conversation with Allie and James in the pregame show, and you said, James, you don't know anything about this because you played with the Lakers your whole career. But when you go back to a place that you played, like DeAndre Ayton did for Portland, and it didn't go that great, he missed a bunch of games. The team was always in the cellar. You said, you got a little extra something. He had it tonight. He came out with a purpose.
And you think about that last play, that statement dunk. I don't think I've ever seen him jump that high. He went up there with a thunderous dunk down the stretch. And for me, you have the opportunity to go back in the building you play with, had the opportunity to go up against, a franchise that you were in that uniform and it didn't work out the way you wanted to. You want to show them what you could do if you allowed me to do that. And I think with Ayton, he's such a great player. When you look back to when they went to the finals with Phoenix, I think everybody's, it was CP3 and Book that did it. No, this guy averaged 20 and 10, and we forget that. I've been a big fan of his for a long time. Me and Brez had plenty of